Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video for Crystalofatlan. My name is Ventus SG, and in this Crystalofatlan video, I'm going to break down my top 10 favorite and best skills from the level 60 Berserker class. The Berserker is a literal powerhouse and just deals the most insane damage. I'm not lying to you when I say I have only ever been out DPS'd once while playing this game on co-op PvE content, and that was only because the game was being super laggy that run and it kept like disconnecting or whatever. Otherwise, I've always come out on top. There was even this one time doing a hex chest when I was like number 3 out on damage, so I locked in and came back and swept everyone, finishing the run with at least a 2 mil gap between me and the second place player. Alright, so I'm going to rank these top 10 skills for you, and I'm basing them off of how much damage they do as well as how fun they are to use. Now, if you think a skill is missing and I'm completely faded, please let me know down in the comments and tell me why, because maybe you know something that I don't. Coming in at number 10, we have Annihilation with the Sunder passive. The Annihilation reads, knock enemies directly to the ground and perform multiple brutal follow-up attacks. The last hit has a medium armor break effect. Skill effect, current level, physical damage 320% plus 256% times 5 plus 528%. That's so insane. And with the passive, it says the last hit of Annihilation inflicts delay and slow, lowering enemies' movement speed and attack speed. The skill effect, current level, targets movement speed minus 30%, attack speed minus 200. This skill has reached its max for me. At number 9, we've got Charged Basic Attack. Hold on, let me read it. Hold the basic attack button on the ground to perform an upward slash. Hold the basic attack button in the air to perform a downward smash. Current level effect activated. This skill has reached its max for me. Listen, I love this skill so much because you can start air combos with it, and it's just the most fun to play. Like, if you ever heard me talk about playing games like this, I love basic attacks, and anything that allows me to do more with my basic attack is just an automatic favorite of mine, and I love being able to just lift something in the air and keep going and start like an insane, like ridiculous air combo. I love charged basic attack. At number 8, we've got Hell's Destruction Finisher. The Berserker channels their ultimate resolve into a frenzy of energy, concentrating it onto their sword and unleashing a devastating strike that deals massive damage. Current level up to 8,584% physical damage in total. This is what was my favorite finisher until I got the next one, and I'm going to talk about that in just a minute, but I love this skill and it does so much freaking damage. It was actually this clip of seeing the Berserker do this with a giant sword that finally made me say, yeah, I'm getting this game. Alright, so at number 7, we have Savage Fury. Approach the enemy quickly and perform multiple strikes. Current level physical damage is 462% plus 308% times 4 plus 1078%. I love this skill because when I do PvE content with other people, I learn very quickly that I need to really get to enemies so I can deal the damage before they do, and this skill allows me to do that. And on top of that, you can perform this skill in the air to keep your air combo going. It's such a usable skill, and I absolutely love it. Savage Fury. At number 6, we have Sword Tornado. Swing the sword and force the winds into a tornado that attacks enemies in front. Current level, it deals 120% physical damage per hit, up to 10 hits in total. Now, this used to be my favorite skill. When I first started playing this game and I got it, I was like, oh yeah, this is my favorite skill. But you can't cast it in the air, so it sort of dropped down. But for me, it's still really cool because when you go up against a group of enemies that are in front of you, charging at you, like you have like 5 or 6 ads just running at you at one time, you throw that tornado at them and they all go flying backwards. I love this skill. It's so much fun to do and so much fun to watch. Alright, so coming in at number 5, we've got Army Breaker. Rotate the sword to generate strong wind pressure, pulling in all surrounding enemies and dealing continuous damage to them. Current level, each hit deals 281% physical damage up to 21 hits. The last hit deals 858% physical damage. Now, I'm not going to hold you. This was probably still is my favorite skill. This is my go-to. It's my starter. It's my opener. Love this skill. You can do it on the ground. You can do it in the air, and it just attacks everything. I absolutely love this skill. It is, I don't know, It's my favorite skill. I'm going to be honest with you. It's one of my favorites. Maybe my favorite. All right, at number 4, we have Rage Fire with the conversion passive. It says, upon casting skills or reviving, HP is reduced to a certain percentage with the deducted HP fully converted into a crimson barrier that blocks damage. At my current level, when HP is down to 10%, the crimson barrier can block damage up to 90% of max HP. Add in the conversion passive. It says, after acquiring this passive, the Berserker will convert any healing received from outside sources into a crimson barrier. The crimson barrier obtained in this way will not exceed the maximum limit. I love these two skills sort of working together. I didn't know about this skill until somebody came into my stream and was like, yeah, he doesn't get healed normally, he gets a shield. And I was like, he gets a shield? If you know anything about me in games like DC Universe Online and other MMOs, I love having a shield around my character because it makes me feel invincible, and this makes me feel invincible. I love it. It's one of the best skills in the class, bro. At number 3, we've got Condemnation Siphon with the Surge passive. The skill says, thrust the sword into the ground to create a large vortex centered around the blade, pulling in surrounding enemies. Current level, physical damage 890% times 2 plus 2,136%. Add in the Surge passive that reads, Condemnation Siphon upgrade. After pulling enemies, unleash an energy discharge from the ground. This skill is so unbelievably good. Whenever I am in I didn't know it was this good until I started doing PvE content, and I'll be honest with you, like with other people online. When you go and find a group of enemies, you just jump into the air and hit this skill, and you land down, you will pull in, you can do it on the ground too, but I love doing it in the air. You pull in all the enemies, but when you do it in the air though, the sword, like a spectral sword just sort of appears and stabs the ground again and does crazy damage. It just does so much damage to like a bunch of enemies at the one time, and it just really I don't know, it's so cool. I love watching it. Alright, coming in at number 2, it's the Blade of Annihilation. You gotta be level 55 to even get this skill, which is why I was sort of delaying making this video. It says, a technique that risks everything in attempt to split the world in a single swipe. Current level, aura slashes deal 672% physical damage for 2 times. The explosion deals 448% physical damage, hitting up to 8 times. This skill is so frigging strong, it doesn't make any sense. Like when I started using it in PvE content with other people online, I was like, this is like a mini ult. This is like a finisher, but you just get to keep using it. That's just how strong I feel this attack is, and that's why I had to put it at number 2. Alright, now finally at number 1, we have the absolutely most devastating skill on the Berserker list, and it's his finisher called Final Cataclysm. Skill reads, the Berserker accumulates fury as they lose HP. The lower the Berserker's current HP, the more fury they can release at once, dealing devastating damage. Current level deals 10,800% to 14,640% physical damage based on HP lost. Brother, when I tell you this thing is a boss slayer, right? When I was starting to farm the purgatory or whatever and fighting stuff and doing PvE stuff with other people, I would just do this and bro, literally, this is what boosted my damage in that hex chest run I was telling you about at the beginning of the video. I was doing this a couple times, and it just boosted me right up there. It was just insane how much damage this thing does. It's crazy. It's almost not fair. I feel like this is, if they nerf anything with this class, because people are going to complain about damage, this is going to be the thing they nerf. Like, honestly, this is so good. So good. Alright, and that's going to be it for the video. What did you think? Am I faded for not including Blade Anchor, the Berserker's pull skill, or the channeled Berserk Blade, the skill that auto-kills enemies when they're at a certain HP? Let me know down in the comments and we can talk. I feel like them 2 skills are trash. Maybe you can change my mind. Listen, if this video was helpful or entertaining, you can show me your thanks by giving it a like and subbing to the channel with notifications on, because I'm going to start back streaming daily soon, and I'd love to run some content with my viewers. If you have any questions about anything Crystal of Atlan related, please don't hesitate, drop them down in the comments. My name is Ventus SGN. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.